My dear learners, I'm Professor Rachna Chaturvedi and today I'm going to discuss media and socio-cultural convergence. The learning outcome for the module are first, elaborating on the process of convergence through media and how the nature of convergence is not only confined to the technological aspect. The second, it will also shed light on the socio-cultural aspects of convergence, taking shape due to media in society and highlight the attributes that reflect the existence and growth of such form of convergence in society. The third learning outcome will be exploring the advantages and disadvantages of socio-cultural convergence in society shaped by media. So let us talk about the convergence. What do we mean by convergence? Convergence can be understood as a very important and inevitable process in the field of media. Now, the term convergence has an economic and sociological significance in society. It has been used since 19th and 20th century to describe the merging of different economies and political systems due to the amalgamation of their attributes with the changing societal conditions. Now, the notion of convergence has also trickled down to the business strategies of ICT markets, where different enterprises began clustering into specific areas of expertise. Now, this process was not only confined to the economic domain of the society, rather it had its ramifications even in the societal, social and cultural domains of the society. The given module therefore explores the different aspects of convergence and its relation to media and how ultimately define the process of socio-cultural convergence within the society. Now let us understand socio-cultural convergence. The notion of convergence has largely been explained from the context of technology, where it has been referred to the blending of different technologies into single or more comprehensive device or a system. For instance, the smartphone combines the functions of a phone, camera, GPS, media player, internet browser into one device. So, technological convergence has often led to more efficient and versatile engagement with technologies, reshaping how users interact with it and triggering innovations across multiple industries. Now, Henry Jenkins in 2006 in his work focused on the interplay between different media forms and industries, as well as the emergence of novel modes of expressions resulting from this interaction. Now, Jenkins has described convergence as an ongoing process happening at the crossroads of media, technologies, industries, content, and audience. Now, he has argued on examining the process of convergence through the lens of technological, cultural, and economic transformations occurring in the society. So the notion of convergence has been employed across various fields to detonate the fusion or amalgamation of multiple entities. It encompasses a range of phenomena such as integration of diverse media forms, diminishing distinction between media consumers and producers, the consolidation of multiple technological functions into a single device, or the unification of different business organizations or industries. So, conversion is a concept that can be analyzed through various models. One model primarily focuses on digitization process within the broadcast, motion picture, publishing and press sectors. Now, the another framework, the convergence continuum, evaluates the impact of convergence in newsrooms. Now, this continuum is defined by 5 overlapping stages: mutual promotion of media across partners, cloning, which involves repurposing content across different platforms, cooperation, a blend of cooperation and competition among rival, yet collaborative entities, and finally, the content sharing. Now, which is an exchange of material among partners or for publication on the respective channels. Now, Henry Jenkins in 2006 has classified convergence into 5 different fundamental processes. Let us talk about these fundamental processes. The first one is technological convergence. The technological convergence has been characterized by transformation of all forms of media content into digital data. Again, I am repeating. Technological convergence has been characterized by the transformation of all forms of media content into digital data. Now, this process unifies previously separate media types such as images, text, words, and sounds into a singular digital format. Now, as a result, this digital transformation can seamlessly move across various software platforms, thereby significantly improving the interaction between different mediums. Let us talk about the cultural convergence. The second one. The cultural convergence has been described as a phenomena where different cultures have begun to share and adopt each other traits, leading to a more homogeneous global culture. As more and more people from diverse backgrounds are interacting frequently with each other and broadly exchanging ideas, values, traditions, and behavior, it is complementing the process of cultural convergence within the society. Now, let us move to the economic convergence. Horizontal interaction and collaborative alliances, they play a very crucial role in the entertainment industry. In today's interconnected media landscape, a single major entity such as Sony Corporation has the ability to wield influence across the diverse sectors like film, industry, television, music, video games, and consumer electronics. Now, this enables them to effectively leverage their branded properties through transmedia strategies, extending popular franchises like Harry Potter, Avengers, and Angry Birds across various media platforms, including movies, TV shows, and video games. Now, let us move to the organic convergence. As a consumer, we formulate approaches to navigate the evolving information landscape, resulting in the convergence of our individual consumption patterns. We possess the ability to engage in multitasking, such as watching a football game on television, tracking a Twitter conversation thread, and simultaneously exchanging text messages with the friend. Let's come to the last one, global convergence. Now, the global dissemination of media content and the cross-border flow of information and ideas have given rise to a cultural blending across various forms of media. So, after studying these 5 concepts given by Jenkins, we can always say that socio-cultural convergence has been defined as a process through which two or more societies and cultures appear too similar to each other due to exposure and interactions. It always involves a multiplicity of social and cultural values that are continuously interacting with one another and leading to the emergence of new socio-cultural values in society. For instance, in case of urban India, the young population reflects a bilingual identity of both modern and traditional social values. Now, this is due to migration of people to urban spaces and their interaction with new cultural forms while retaining the traditional identities. So, socio-cultural convergence has been from an academic point of view because it is a process by which any society, after a point of time, creates a space for social and cultural homogenization as different social and cultural values began to get organized into a hierarchy between mainstream and the alternative. The other challenge that emerges in society is that of socio-cultural imperialism. Now, in the process of socio-cultural convergence, there is a risk that the dominant culture may exert influence and control in society, where certain values may be imposed on others in the form of norms and ideologies. But however, socio-cultural convergence also has its merits that can be observed in the form of socio-cultural exchange of values. Now, the process of convergence facilitates the exchange of cultural ideas, practices, values between different societies. Now, this cross-cultural interaction can lead to a richer and more diverse global cultural landscape. India is observed as a diverse cultural society due to its rich history of socio-cultural exchange. New ideas and artistic expressions, they emerge as cultures interact, leading to a creation of unique and hybrid forms of art, music, literature, and other cultural expressions. But most importantly, socio-cultural convergence can also lead to the growth of economic opportunities of a country. The convergence of a culture can create economic opportunities, particularly in the industries such as entertainment, fashion, and cuisine. Cultural exports and collaborations too can also contribute to the economic growth and job creation. Now, within the advent of new economic policies in India post 1990s, India has experienced its share of socio-cultural convergence, which in turn has led to the development of economic opportunities in the field of art, music, films, etc. Even the corporate culture of India exhibits traces of its modern and regional cultural values through convergence. So, we have discussed all about socio-cultural conversion. Let us talk about the forms of socio-cultural convergence. The nature of society is complex, and because of this, the process of socio-cultural convergence is dynamic in nature. It cannot be linear or based on specific social and cultural factor. The social cultural convergence can be classified into following types. The first one is cultural homogenization and cultural heterogenization. Process of socio-cultural convergence leads to the emergence of social and cultural values that take a dominant position in comparison with others. Now, these values also enforce its characteristics on other cultural forms such as lifestyle, fashion, belief, etc. Now, this process is called cultural homogenization, where different cultural forms start shaping themselves on the basis of a dominant culture within the society. On the other hand, cultural heterogenization, or we can say cultural hybridization, is the opposite process of cultural homogenization seen in the society. Now, under this process, the mixing of different social and cultural values in society lead to a shaping of a new social and cultural values exhibiting both modern as well as traditional characteristics. Now, for instance, the case of bilingual identity of the young population in the metro cities of India. So, this is the process for cultural homogenization and heterogenization. Now, let us come to the second one, that is cultural diffusion and popular culture. Now, the process of socio-cultural convergence also leads to the spread of different cultural values from one geographical location to another. Now, this also helps in shaping new cultural forms through intermixing. In this very process, the cultural values that achieve global and mainstream recognition in any form are classified as popular culture. The third one is growth of cosmopolitanism. Now, socio-cultural convergence in society has shaped to cosmopolitan behavior. The process of conversion has led to migration from rural to urban, even in the case of India, and this has led to the emergence of urban hotspots. Now, these urban centers often serve as a melting pots where people from diverse backgrounds come together, resulting in the convergence of different cultural practices and lifestyles. Further, these cities are also hubs of cultural diversity, fostering an environment where people from various cultural backgrounds interact, leading to the adoption of common urban values and norms. Now, the fourth one, that is convergence of language. The process of socio-cultural convergence has led to the process of convergence of language in a society. The widespread use of common language such as English in India in academic and business settings has led to the linguistic convergence and shared communication norms. Now, this has also created a challenge for the indigenous languages to gain recognition in the mainstream discourse. Now, the last one, media convergence. The process of social cultural convergence does not directly impact media convergence, but however, it influences media on the basis of cultural content. The media, in order to cater to the cultural requirement, develops content across different media platforms, sharing a dominant social and cultural values. Now, as a result, the nature of convergence that can be observed is the convergence of media content, which become more or less uniform across all media platforms in society. This is one of the fundamental reasons why a majority of media content in societies is more or less the same. So, after this discussion, we have to move forward with the concept like what is the role of media as a tool for socio-cultural convergence. So, in this section, the relevance of media in regard to the process of socio-cultural convergence will be explored. Media as an institution is not merely responsible for the dissemination of information in society. It also has a relevant role to play in the process of cultural infusion and diffusion in the society. It has been observed that many societies and cultures have been able to evolve and develop new norms because they were able to integrate the functional and acceptable parts of different cultures while retaining their social and cultural values that helped in shaping the hybrid culture in society. These cultural forms were also classified between mainstream and alternative cultures. So, media has played an important role in promoting global interconnectedness, which in turn has led to the shaping of different social and cultural values in society, reflecting traditional and global values. Now, for instance, the celebration of Christmas and Holi in India and abroad indicates the process of convergence of cultures, both national as well as global. Now, one of the primary ways in which media facilitates socio-cultural convergence is through the sharing of a popular culture. Television shows, movies, music, and other forms of entertainment are distributed globally, allowing people from different cultural backgrounds to experience and appreciate diverse artistic expressions. Now, this exposure fosters a shared cultural vocabulary as individuals from various parts of the world find common ground in their enjoyment of similar cultural products. News outlets, documentaries provide a window into the lives, customs, and traditions of different societies. Now, through these mediums, individual can gain insight into the cultural nuances of various communities, fostering cross-cultural empathy and understanding. This in turn also leads to the reduction of social and cultural stereotyping in society and development of a more inclusive and interconnected space within the society for the exchange of social and cultural values. Now, digital media through social media platforms has played a very crucial role in socio-cultural convergence by enabling direct communication and interaction between individuals from diverse backgrounds. Platforms like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram have helped in facilitating the shared experiences, personal stories, and perspective of people, ultimately leading to the emergence of virtual communities that transcend geographical boundaries. Now, exploring the role of media in promoting socio-cultural convergence in India, one may observe that media has been dynamic force that both reflected and shaped the socio-cultural landscape by playing a crucial role in bringing together the myriad of cultural expressions from different cultural communities. One significant aspect is the role of Indian cinema, which has achieved global recognition. Bollywood films, they are not only the source of entertainment, but they also are the reflection of India's cultural diversity. The widespread popularity of these movies has transcended linguistic and regional boundaries, fostering a sense of shared cultural experiences among people from different parts of the country. The music, fashion, and the narrative styles depicted in the Bollywood films have contributed to a common cultural thread that has led to the growth of popular culture in the society. Now, television has also played a major role in socio-cultural convergence in India. With a vast array of channels catering to diverse linguistic and regional audiences, now Indian television has brought people closer to showcasing traditions, rituals, and customs from various parts of the country. Now, additionally, the media has also served as a platform for dialogue and important socio-cultural issues, contributing to the shaping of public opinion and awareness. The rise of internet and Web 2.0 marked another milestone in communication technology. Web 2.0 in particular led to the development of social networking and interactive options for many internet users. For consumers, it meant they were no longer to be beholden to the locally available content tailored for the stereotypical audience. They had an option to choose any kind of content they preferred, even if it was from another part of the world. So, internet media, hosting or streaming services were in truest sense the globalization of media. The content of internet has been created keeping in mind the target audience from all over the world and interacting with them. Now, this has led to the emergence of infinite opportunities towards cultural assimilation and exchange of ideas. While this is a positive picture, we also need to consider that vast majority of the content that dominates the internet comes from the select markets which have both the resources and the market advantage to gain the broader reach. Especially given the fact that the English language is spoken in many parts of the world. So the scales therefore lean in the direction of the global north, when it comes to the information oblique content dominance on the internet. And the content from other languages is often beholden to local regions and the audience. So we can hence say that, or we can predict the direction in which the socio-cultural convergence is progressing globally. So this was the whole module for socio-cultural convergence and media. Now let us come to the conclusion. The process of socio-cultural convergence starts with the exposure of a community to a foreign cultural element. Once the foreign element is available and accessible, it leads to an increase in interaction and eventually receives a social sanction from the community. When the social sanction and the time, the element becomes incorporated in the culture and hence becomes a point of convergence for the two cultures. The given module has explored the different forms of social cultural convergence that can be observed in society. This is so because society is complex and involves a continuous intermingling of different social and cultural values that have led to the emergence of cultural homogenization and heterogenization. The growth of cosmopolitan culture and the expansion of popular culture in society are some of the important forms of socio-cultural convergence that have been observed in developing societies like India. The module ultimately highlights the process of socio-cultural convergence in any society is inevitable, as the existing social and economic factors such as globalization, etc., have led to a growing dependence on other countries, even for socio-cultural exchange of ideas. Now, media has played a fundamental role in this process by converging the time and space for the greater exchange of cultural ideas that have ultimately led to the shaping of socio-cultural convergence in society. So this was all for today's module. Thank you so much for watching it patiently. Thank you.